Boom. All right, what's going on, you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Waves Weekly, series where we cover recent news and current events and how I believe they will impact the markets. In this video, we are going to be focusing solely on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. As you guys know, it's been a very eventful week for the space overall, both good and bad. So let's just dive straight into it, you guys. Talk some shop, give you guys my 2 cents. As always, we'll quickly go over the articles we'll be covering, and then we'll dive into each one individually. First, to kick it off, we'll kick off with the bad and then move on to a good, more positive article as well, okay? So, biggest news, obviously, that was in the headlines today, caused somewhat of a little flash crash, but it's looking good right now. Regardless, this was the news that came out this morning and caused somewhat of a panic. Bitcoin and Ether slide as China intensifies crackdown on cryptocurrencies. At this point, I'm assuming all of you have heard of this news, but we will read over this, go over a few paragraphs in here. And once again, I'll just give you guys my 2 cents and a few of my thoughts surrounding China banning Bitcoin once again for the 5th time. So we'll kick it off with this. Once again, you guys, we will go on to read a little more positive news in regard to Bitcoin, titled "You can now get paid in Bitcoin to use Twitter." So Twitter is starting to integrate Bitcoin tipping, NFT verification, something about that. We'll read into that. I'm not sure on the exact terminology, but we'll find out together. Anyway, Twitter integrating Bitcoin, not surprising because old Jack Dorsey is one of the most bullish individuals, probably or arguably one of the most, if not the most successful Bitcoin proponent at that scale. Like the level of bull he is and the level of success and as an entrepreneur he's found at a global scale. He is a very, very, I'll say, just important and relevant Bitcoin bull. So Twitter integrating Bitcoin, this is bullish. China banning Bitcoin, obviously bearish. And I just kind of want to give you guys, primarily with this video, a lot of you know that I have skewed bearish. My argument has skewed bearish on Bitcoin for the past week or so now. If you guys watched the video I just posted, got a lot of backlash, a lot of people a little sad, a little pouty that I am bearish on Bitcoin. But again, you guys, as a trader, my duty is to analyze the data that I have available to me right now. Technicals seem bearish. The fundamentals seem bearish. I want all of you guys to know as well. I'm very familiar with the on-chain metrics at hand. I follow Willy Woo, Will Clement. Just watched him and Pomp's discussion this morning. I'm aware of all the on-chain analytics at hand, but I still skew bearish. Again, you guys, this is just my opinion. I could be completely wrong with this. But once again, with all of the data available to me and the experience that I've had in these hype cycles and bubbles, I do still skew bearish. But again, there is still a lot of bullish fundamentals at play, just like this here. But this China news is just one more aspect of why I remain bearish on Bitcoin. And it actually feeds into that bearish narrative that I've been holding to, okay? So I'll read over both of these. But honestly, you guys, just to kind of kick it off with my general thoughts, I do want to read first the intro to the newsletter that I wrote this morning, just because it pretty much solely touches on this Bitcoin news that came out this morning regarding the CCP's words on Bitcoin and China wanting to ban Bitcoin once again. Oh, we've got to throw the quotation marks there. So we'll read through this quickly, the intro here, and then I also want to read through, you guys, the little excerpt I wrote on Bitcoin in this morning's newsletter as well, before we dive into these two articles. And I'll just give you guys, I'll just chime in as we read over those two articles and give you guys once again my 2 cents on this. Okay, so let's read through this. It's Friday, and we're closing out the trading week with some wild price action on the watch list. The primary catalyst for the volatility we're seeing today is obviously the news that came out of China regarding the banning of cryptocurrency transactions. There are a few key points below, just through exactly the article that we're going to be reading through right after this. Just a screenshot of that below. So this is important, you guys. I've heard a lot of perma bulls make the bullish case for this being the China news. But come on, guys. One of the largest economies and marketplaces in the world just prohibited transactions in crypto. Yes, this presents a potential opportunity for other nations, but in no way is this bullish in the short term. So, long term, there are certain aspects of China legalizing banning crypto transactions. I would say is probably the most serious of all their claims. I'm sure all of you guys are seeing the memes. China bans crypto, like all the headlines of all the times China has banned crypto. This one, the fact that they're actually banning transactions in crypto, this is, I would say, of all the previous China banning crypto headlines and actually actions that they are planning on taking, this is the most real of them. Okay, so I'll go on to why China is so capable of banning crypto. It's decentralized. You can do whatever you like. They can't ban crypto. Crypto's international, which it is. But China, they ban everything else. They ban religion. They ban speech. They ban freedoms that a lot of people, prior to them actually successfully banning these things, believed wouldn't be able to be revoked. There are freedoms that most believed not to be revoked or not capable of revoking. But I mean, and a lot of the people are saying the same thing about China, about crypto in China right now. So again, I'll riff more on that as we dive into the article itself. But the market continues to be a tough read at the moment. The current macroeconomic factors at play are whack, but there are evidently many investors who want to keep the party going. And that's a big reason that the markets are still ripping. And hey, I don't blame them, but I do know that the longer you push to keep the party going, the harder the hangover is. I'm attempting to structure my portfolio in a way where it's safe and hedged. Well, also, you guys don't really need to know that, okay? But again, we'll read into this. I'll just repeat this one more time, you guys, because this applies not only to Bitcoin, but to pretty much every hype cycle you play. The equity markets do fall, in a sense, into that as well. The longer you push to keep the party going, and again, not just keeping the party going, not just partying, but the longer you push to keep the party going, the longer you make the conservative effort to keep the party going. You know, you're bending, you're staying up until 3, 4 a.m. Nothing good ever happens past 3 or 4 a.m. Everyone knows that. And the hangover hits that much harder. A lot of you guys can attest to that. Let me know in the comments down below if that analogy hit home. So, Bitcoin. Fundamentals came into play heavily here when it comes to the downside we're seeing. But I've said this before, guys. The macro has a weird way of feeding into the technicals a lot of the time. It is weird, and if you guys have been around the channel for a while, you would know that. You have seen, if you've been trading for a while, and you look at charts every day, you would know that a lot of times that's just weirdly how it plays out. Just in yesterday's Bitcoin analysis, we talked about how Bitcoin's setting in a lower high. It just based out. It just topped out short-term, local high, at this short-term line of resistance, this short-term trend line that has acted as both resistance and support in the past. That was my initial target. Second one is up here, but perfectly based out there. Boom, China news hits, falls off the cliff. I think we're on our way right now to a lower high. I will release a Bitcoin analysis, a more updated Bitcoin analysis to see how this weekend's playing out in tomorrow's Sunday Stock Watch. So stay tuned for that. Do the newsletter, good old newsletter shout out after this. But BTC is still in a series of lower highs and lower lows. This is as of Friday. I'm recording this Friday afternoon. There were a lot of people who were pouting about the video yesterday. Don't want to roast you guys anymore. I am a trader, not a dreamer. Okay? Again, I'm a trader. I'm not a sorcerer. You can say whatever you want. I'm not a fortune teller. And again, you guys, this is just my opinion. I'm just using previous experience and data and current data that is available to me personally to establish my own conclusion, okay? And if you guys watched the psychology video I posted a few days ago, again, in this market, it's a tough read. And that's what I said in the intro we just read, right? This market's a tough read. There's a lot of factors at play right now. And a macro environment that, in all honesty and objectively, is unlike any other environment or market environment or financial environment that we've ever experienced. So hey, maybe this plays out completely different. Again, I'm just using my experience as a trader and applying that experience to what's going on right now. And again, making the best decision that I possibly can. Maybe I'm wrong, but again, this is my decision. You guys can have a completely different one. That's perfectly fine. But again, you guys, the thing about the current YouTube environment, and trust me, I like a lot of these YouTube guys, like Crypto Daily, Altcoin Daily, Datadash. I grew up watching these guys. I don't as much anymore now that once I started making content. Still look at all their, still see all their headlines or their thumbnails, their titles on their YouTube videos. Even Pomp and Will Clement, like these guys, and Will Clement is a lot more justifiable because he is an on-chain analyst, I guess you could say. But they're all perma bulls. They're all pushing the narrative forward of Bitcoin. And again, from a long-term perspective, that's important. I stand by that. That's awesome that they're pushing. They're like evangelical Bitcoiners. And whenever something gets evangelical or culty, which a lot, straight up, you guys, if you disagree with this, you're part of it. if you disagree that Bitcoin, there's certain realms within the crypto space, actually a lot more than I'd like to, or, I mean more than I like to believe, but it's the truth. Bitcoin crypto, very culty, gets pretty culty, right? Okay, so again, a lot of these guys are permables, and it's okay to be a permable. That's cool. Optimists a lot of time end up making more money. I got crushed on some of my puts this week, and that's okay again, but I'm just doing my best to kind of zig when they zag, because when you time that correctly, when you're able to time the tops correctly, it saves you a lot of money a lot of time, gives you dry powder in order to buy the dips when they come. And if you got hedges, if you play it correctly, it's extremely lucrative, especially when everyone wants to keep the party going and everyone feels like a bull. When you're the bear in a bull cage and that bear happens to win the round, that is extremely lucrative and the money flies. Okay, so we'll call it there, you guys. I want to see 30 so I can buy more of all of our favorite names. Let's get it. Again, you guys, if you do want one of these bad boys, one of these email newsletters in your email inbox every trading day during market hours, along with a complete breakdown of my entire portfolio, you want to know exactly what my entire personal portfolio consists of, you want one of these bad boys in your trading, in your email inbox. I already said this, but we just read through them, so I feel like this is the most important thing to plug. If you want one of these newsletters that, once again, I send out every morning, every trading day during market hours, along with my portfolio updates. Again, everything, literally every position of my portfolio, I update this every single trading day as well. And then the newsletter rationalizes my thoughts, throws in some real-time analytics for you guys, or real-time analyses of some of our favorite plays. Bitcoin miners are going to be in tomorrow's private Sunday stock watch, along with some EV short squeeze plays, hedge plays, all those plays that we've been talking about lately. That will be in tomorrow's Sunday Stock Watch. Again, along with a hop into trading view, of course, do a real-time analysis of Bitcoin, see how the Bitcoin and Ether, the cryptocurrency space as a whole, performs over the course of this weekend in the wake of this news. But again, if you guys want that, $15 a month, $40 every 3 months, first link down in the description. Means a lot if you guys check that out. Again, the Sunday Stock Watch is exclusive to this as well. That's just what I do to try to make it, just give you guys a little cherry on top if that means anything to you. But again, that is a private link that I send out to you guys through the newsletter to watch the unlisted YouTube videos. So again, means a lot if you guys check this out. First link down below. If not, no worries. Let's read through this article. Bitcoin and Ether slide. What is this? Breaking. Apple claimed it had less than 20 million TV Plus subscribers in July, Showbiz Union says. Is that bad? I'm going to assume because it's red and they put less than instead of more than, that this is probably not very impressive. So let's hope Vixie and my hedges perform next week. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Again, you guys, we're just in a weird macro space. All of you guys know I think that. But again, you guys, everything just feels weird. I've been trading for a while, not a crazy amount of time, not decades like a lot of people. But again, I've played crazy markets. We're in a crazy market, and this feels weird. My gut feeling, my gut instinct is bearish, and yeah, I'm not gonna rant anymore about that. Bitcoin and Ether slide as China intensifies crackdown on cryptocurrencies. Key points: the price of Bitcoin fell about 5% to 42.5K. Ether, second largest digital currency, dropped 7% to just under 3K. The declines come after the People's Bank of China said all crypto-related activities are illegal. Again, they said that, but again, you guys, right off the bat, it's important to remember that China has successfully revoked many freedoms that most people would think are a government would be incapable of revoking. They have successfully taken those away. Again, a lot of freedoms: religion, freedom of speech, freedom of just going on the freaking internet and Googling stuff. I mean, that's more North Korea, but you guys know what I'm saying. Religion is the biggest one that keeps coming to my mind, and that also plays into kind of the cult argument of Bitcoin and stuff. But if you don't think that they can freaking regulate money, and cryptocurrency in a great way has become a very formidable opponent to many fiat currencies. We all know that. So China is correct, and they're right to be afraid and be intimidated by the cryptocurrency space. But revoking one of the largest economies and one of the largest marketplaces in the world, which had the most Bitcoin miners in the world, so you know these guys still have crypto. They're probably going to want to get rid of some of that crypto. They're probably going to want to finally start to take some profits in the case that they still have Bitcoin on hand that they've been holding from those mining operations that were shut down a few months back. More supply, less demand. Okay, so it comes after the People's Bank of China said in a Q&A that all crypto-related activities are illegal. Services offering trading, order matching, or derivatives for virtual currencies are strictly prohibited, the PBOC, People's Bank of China, said, while overseas exchanges are also illegal. Beijing has cracked down sharply on crypto this year. The Chinese government moved to stamp out digital currency mining, the energy-intensive operation that validates transactions and produces new coins. That led to a sharp slump in Bitcoin's processing power as miners took their equipment offline. The PBOC banned banks and non-bank payment institutions like Alibaba, Affiliate Ant Group, that's big as well, from providing services related to virtual currency. In July, authorities told a Beijing-based software company to shut down over its involvement with crypto trading. Constantine T, head of research at crypto data site Crypto Compare, said the harsh rhetoric was likely to result in a short-term sell-off as the negative news presses investors to take a conservative approach. Quote, the recent news by China serves as an extension of previous announcements in May regarding crackdown on cryptocurrency mining and bans on official and payment institutions from crypto-related services, T told CNBC. Last quote, as a result of the bans, we previously saw a short-term sell-off and a shift in mining away from China, followed by a swift recovery throughout July and August. Which is correct. That is what we saw when the Bitcoin miners shut down. That was a big time for Bitcoin. That was very, very bullish for the Bitcoin network itself. The fact that so much of the hash power was turned off, the fact that so much of Bitcoin's network was pretty much shut down immediately when China's Bitcoin mining operations were forced to just kind of cease operations. The fact that the Bitcoin network was able to kind of just absorb that shock and just come back from that shock in a successful way, and the network itself didn't crash or hiccup at all. Very, very bullish for Bitcoin as a technology, and again, just the Bitcoin network overall really speaks to the beauty of Bitcoin and the strength of the network once again. Okay, so very bullish. But this is not good. That kind of just redirected. That spoke more to, again, the network itself, I think. That didn't really speak to the ability to trade and buy Bitcoin. And in this environment, you guys, we all know this is a trader's environment. This is an investor's environment. The market is run by market makers, traders, and stuff more than ever in this current retail and institution-driven environment, especially in crypto. We all know, just look at the charts, how many bear traps and bull traps are involved with Bitcoin, just Bitcoin itself, how much manipulation is involved with that currency. This is a market of traders. And right now, when you know that people, and the market is bouncing back a little bit, which is important. And again, we'll take a look at Bitcoin on the charts tomorrow, see how, really see kind of the, not delayed effects, but the short-term delayed effects, I guess, of this news following what, right now, you guys know, I think this is going to be a dead cat bounce, what this dead cat bounce we're seeing as of Friday afternoon, Friday night. Anyway, you guys, I do think that this news is significantly more impactful when it comes to Bitcoin short-term price action and medium-term price action, that is, along with the technicals, the fact that, again, in the video yesterday, Bitcoin is still technically in a short-term series of higher highs and higher lows. Technically, we are still in a bearish short-term trend, okay? And again, this news, there's no way you can justify this as good news at all in the short term. Again, you're just cutting off a significant percentage of traders in the world from trading these cryptocurrencies, okay? That's not good. That is not good. No, there's no argument you can make for the short term. Again, long term, there's a lot of, maybe one day. This is good for international, good for the U.S., very good for the U.S. long term. Obviously, because you're eliminating our largest opponent from a trading and accumulation perspective. Short term, though, you're just cutting out a significant percentage of the market, of the trading market, which is not good for price. Okay, so that's, again, this is just my opinion. Could be completely wrong. Seems obvious to me. Maybe I'm dumb. Could very well be. But that's just my opinion. It seems, that just seems to be true from a commonsensical perspective, okay? So that's my 2 cents, you guys. Again, please let me know down below if you think I'm a freaking idiot or if you agree with my sentiment here. And as always, explain why. Rationalize your thoughts. Speak well, okay? Don't just cry. Okay, so I'll catch you guys down in this area. I never want to talk down on, if it does sound like I'm ever talking down on you guys, I don't want to do that. I'm doing my best to teach, and sometimes it's like tough love, but just know that I'm never making the effort to talk down to you guys, okay? So I just want to make that clear, because sometimes I can be a little dicky, but straight up, I guess I can't swear in these, but That's not like that's like a crazy swear, but I won't monetize these anyway. These are waves weeklies. These are chill. Okay, so moving on. Let's lighten things up a little bit. You can now get paid in Bitcoin to use Twitter. Key points. Twitter will now allow users to tip their favorite creators on social network using Bitcoin. That's a great feature. I think that's brilliant. I think every social platform should allow this. The company announced on Thursday that its tips feature will now roll out globally to all Apple iOS users this week and will become available for Android users in the coming weeks. The integration of Bitcoin to Twitter's tip feature is hardly surprising considering CEO Jack Dorsey is one of the most vocal supporters of the cryptocurrency. Again, good old Jack attack. Twitter on Thursday announced to allow users to tip in Bitcoin. The company introduced tipping as a test feature back in May as a way to experiment with helping creators earn payments from their followers for the content they post on Twitter. The company announced Thursday that its tips feature will now roll out globally to Apple iOS users once again in Android next week. Previously, users could tip with fiat currencies using more traditional payment services such as Square's Cash App and PayPal and Venmo. So obviously, Twitter. So Jack Dorsey is the CEO of Square, who owns Cash App. So Jack Dorsey, CEO, founder, Twitter, Square, therefore Cash App as well because Square owns Cash App. Okay, so very important to keep in mind. This is not surprising at all, and the integration from a technological kind of back-end perspective is probably very smooth and very clean because he can just both his teams are right there, and he can just work together, boys, and just make this happen. Obviously, they're very technologically competent, so this is probably a pretty easy feature to integrate, which is nice. Twitter will integrate the Strike Bitcoin Lightning wallet service so the creators can receive Bitcoin tips. The company will also allow users to add Bitcoin addresses to send and receive these cryptocurrency tips, which is cool too. So they are moving towards creating that innate wallet. Something I should have thrown in here as well, Robinhood. Also creating a crypto wallet. For sure should have put that in there. My bad, guys. But Robinhood, just go Google if you, for some reason, you don't know about this yet. It's okay if you haven't. I'm just looking at freaking CNBC all day. Robinhood is also creating a native crypto wallet. So right now, a lot of you guys, also if you don't know this, which is okay, right now you can purchase cryptocurrency on Robinhood, but that's not actual cryptocurrency. That's kind of like an IOU or a voucher for cryptocurrencies. That's not actually your crypto because you cannot withdraw your crypto, your Bitcoin, your Ether that's on Robinhood to your own wallet, which is why I can't because I live in Hawaii, so I'm not allowed to. So I shouldn't say that's why I can. That's literally why I can't. But that's why I've always used other apps like Coinbase and all the other ones, the River Financial one I really like a lot, to buy Bitcoin and then export it to whichever wallet, whichever cold or non-cold wallet that I choose. Okay, so Twitter does not take a cut of any money that is sent through its tips feature. I like that as well. That's respectable of Twitter. The integration of Bitcoin to Twitter is again, Jack Dorsey. Not surprising because Jack Dorsey is one of their most vocal supporters of Bitcoin and not even crypto, but Bitcoin primarily. My bad, guys. I thought it talked about the NFT integration into this as well, but there is some sort of validation about the NFT integration that's going on with Twitter. You guys can go look into that, but all good news for the cryptocurrency space. And again, everything is trending in the right direction. It's just the fact that the technicals look bad and the fundamentals feel sketchy and the macroeconomics, the evergrande, I don't know what, it's a Chinese company. Why'd they put an E at the end of it? It's evergrande situation is sketch. They made an interest payment in US dollars. It's still sketch. The Chinese economy is a little sus to me right now. The U.S. economy is definitely sus. Unemployment rates are sus. Money is going to start to be tapered down in November, December for a fact. Markets price in those kinds of things. And again, you guys, it's just my gut feeling right now is sketch. My gut could very well be wrong. It's been wrong before. Maybe it's wrong again. But I'm standing strong by my bearish sentiment right now. And once again, let me know if you guys agree with that, why you agree, if there's any part of my argument, if you agree and there's a part of my argument that you believe is missing or that you've been thinking on for a while, please let me know. If you completely disagree with me, that's perfectly fine. I welcome constructive or destructive criticism. Drop some bombs below. I don't really care. But drop it down below. Let me know what you guys think, and I look forward to chopping it up with you guys in the comments. Have a great weekend. Again, if you guys want the private link to the Sunday Stock Watch tomorrow, first link down below. $15 a month or $40 for every 3 months. Once again, it means a lot if you guys check that out. Get the daily newsletters, all the good stuff. Private Sunday Stock Watch. So if you guys are part of the newsletter portfolio family. I will catch you tomorrow, and if not, I'll catch you on Monday. Big week ahead, super exciting times, you guys. But again, the Waves fam thrives in volatility. So Waves fam, I'll catch you guys downstairs in the comments and catch you next time. Until then, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.